What's up, gents? Dirtbag Gaming here, the channel for casual raiders. We are doing a spider quick, fast, awesome auto run today. So if you want to make a run that's 12 seconds, if not maybe faster, just pay attention to the video. We're going to go over everything you need to know, and hopefully the champions that you have or don't have, we'll kind of sub them out and see if it's going to be great, and suggestions, leave them in the comments below. So let's get into it. Okay, so how are we going to be able to set it up? First and foremost, any spider run, you should be looking for a decreased defense and a weaken. Now, a really good website is Love. That website kind of goes over specifically the debuffs that you're looking for, champions that have it, champions that you can farm for, whatever it may be. We're going to do the best of the best team that you could possibly make for this run. Okay, so Lydia, obviously, great champion to use. She increases speed, she does the decreased defense and weaken on her A2. But everybody can also use Rosin. Rosin's a free champion. All you need to do for the boss is just put up decreased defense and weaken. He has weak affinity, that's the only thing. So you need his accuracy to be high to get this to go. And it's not going to be 100% run every single time, because you will get a weak hit every now and then. But again, it's doable if you get your Rosin free and you put up his accuracy and you bring in the decreased defense and weaken. So you can do that. You can do Feign. Feign is another champion. It's an epic champion which is a green affinity. She can use it as well. I mean, there's a bunch of champions, like new champions that they're releasing, that do that. Feign, that put up the decreased defense and weaken. The Void Dwarf champion, I believe, does it as well. Where is he? Void Dwarf, this guy. So I think he does the decrease defense and weaken. Is that the dwarf? I think it's dwarf. One of the dwarfs that has it. It came out recently, but very good. There's so many champions again now that do both. All right, so that's the first thing you need, is make sure you have the decreased defense and weaken. The second thing, it's not needed, it just helps out so much, is having a Bad L. Now, Bad L could be a lead because it increases your crit rate by 25%. Also, another good champion that you could use is this guy. So this guy has both, okay? So he has the aura, which is 24% increased crit rate. So your guys only need to be 76% crit rate, which boosts up their crit damage more because you don't have to focus on it as much. And he also has the decreased defense and weaken. So if you bring this guy in as your lead, he can be a Lydia and not a Bad L, but in replace of somebody like a Bad L. Now, Bad L does have a passive which increases the damage by 20% for a poison. So that's kind of why we brought in Bad L as well. So Bad L doesn't have to be a lead, but you can use him as a decreased defense or both for the crit rate. All right, so Bad L is the second champion that you want to look for. If not, you have. Lastly, which is almost needed, is Gerptuck Mossbeard. Now, we have ours at 50. That's kind of all we've ever had him at. He's not really used in my PvP or anything else. He's literally just here for a speed run for Spider. Now, Gerptuck, what does he do? Is he has a passive ability that, I think it's this one. Allies under poison debuffs inflict 7.5% more damage for each poison debuff. He puts up 3 poison debuffs with this right here. So it puts up 3 poison debuffs on everybody. So 7.5 times 3 is 22.5. Now your guy's damage does 22.5% more just for him being on the team. Now, if you pair this with a shield set, you can do the mastery which is on our DPSers. This mastery right here, which we'll go over in a little bit, increases damage by 12, stacks up to 12% for each debuff on the target, on you. So Gerptuck Mossbeard puts up 3 debuffs, that's 12%. So your guys, with him being on the team, does 34.5% more damage with their nukes. And that's kind of what's so good about Gerptuck, is he's not there for damage. He's there to buff up your team so much that you're doing 32% more damage. That is insane. So getting this guy out of the vault, he was a fusion a long time ago. Nobody really used him when he first came out, but now they found out a niche where you're going to use him at. So bring him out of the vault, get him 50, put a shield set on him so that way they kind of keep full HP when they're doing damage, because that's an extra 5% on top of that. But just such a cool thing to combine it with. All right, so he is then next, and then we have 2 nukers. You can have 2 Royal Guards, you can have 2 Septimuses, you can have a Septimus Royal Guard. But the thing about Royal Guard is he manually or automatically does his A2, which is his nuke. So his nuke is based off of enemy max HP. Anybody that has an enemy max HP is usually where this roll is going to fit into. That's how you're going to get so fast. Enemy max HP does damage on the spider. It's a crap ton. So he can get up to about 4 million damage from one hit once all these stack up. Septimus, same exact thing. So the Septimus damage is around 2.9 to 4 million because they're all geared out the same way and they all have the same masteries. So they all stack on each other. So he's got a A2, enemy max HP and attack. It's such a such a strong hit. All right, so now let's go over the masteries. These are the same masteries as our Royal Guard. We want to get down to Helm Smasher. I wasn't using Helm Smasher for the longest time. We were just going more crit rate. But when the Helm Smasher procs, it procs for almost an extra 1 million damage. So you're able to almost always 2-shot the spider to get a faster run. So we're going crit rate, crit damage. This is what I'm talking about. You get extra 5% damage when full HP. That's why you want Gerb Tuck or somebody to have a shield set on. Let me move my head. Not that. Let me move my head. Okay, so cool. So extra 5% damage just from that. And this gets you an extra 8% for the first hit. So 8% there, 5% there. This one inflicts damage equal to 6% when attacking targets higher max HP. So that's 6%, 8%, 5%. Gert Tuck's 22%, Bad L's 20%. Like it stacks up so much. It's like 100% extra damage on the first hit. This one right here, everybody needs because of Gerb Tuck. So it increases damage inflicted by 4% for each debuff on the enemy target, stacks up to 12%. So you're always getting the extra 12% just from Gerb Tuck going before your team. And obviously Helm Smasher ignoring damage. The next best thing you want to do is the artifact set. So we want to get that Savage set. So you're already ignoring 25% of the defense, which is a lot for a boss. And then if your Helm Smasher procs, that's another 25%. So basically you have a 50% chance to ignore 50% of the defense. And with the decreased defense from Lydia or somebody, you're just ignoring almost all of his defense. Like it's just a one-shot skill, right? So those are the masteries that you're going to be using. The gear, you want to get them up as much crit damage and crit rate. Obviously, you need that 100% crit rate. So Bad L is the lead. You're 25% crit rate right there. So you're aiming for 75% crit rate, to boost up your crit rate to 75 and then add everything else in the crit damage. Both their attacks are based off of attack as well, so that adds a little bit to it. So if you're not doing as much damage as expected, boost up their attack, get rid of some of their accuracy if you're only using these guys in dungeons or spider. Get rid of their accuracy and just go straight attack, crit rate, crit damage. All right, so he used to be at 300 accuracy. We kind of reduced it down to 193 because I don't care about his debuffs. I care about him just one-shotting the spider. All right, so 4600, get rid of his HP, add more to attack. Like all you're caring about is getting them in the right rotation, which we're going to go over next. But attack, crit rate, crit damage, and that's it. It's really all you need to. 250 crit damage is the goal. Let's look at Septimus. Septimus is up to 226, so he's not even as high, but he's still doing as much damage as Royal Guard. 4300 attack as well. The other guys, it doesn't matter. They just have to be set up correctly. So you want your decreased defense first, so make sure that they're fastest. Then you want Bad L to go next. If Bad L goes before Gerb Tuck, Bad L will take off Gerb Tuck's poisons, which I found out the hard way. So you have to make sure Bad L is first. So he puts up his 2 poisons and his obviously continuous heal, but you put up the 2 poisons on the boss and your continuous heal, and then Gerb Tuck is third. Gerb Tuck obviously has to go before your DPSers, so he puts up this buff as well. Then your 2 DPSers just have to be faster than the Spiderlings or the boss, so that way they go next to nuke down the team. So let's see this in action. 12-second spider run. The only time we fail is if Lydia just takes the day off and doesn't want to put up the decreased defense on the boss. But this is how it's set up. So lead goes first, then I guess this doesn't really matter. Second, boom, boom. So let's see this go. And then we'll slow it down so you can see what's actually happening. So first we got Lydia, decreased defense and weaken. So she puts that up automatically. She landed both. Then Bad L puts up his poisons. Then Gerptuck puts up his 3 debuffs on all of us, so that's an extra 12% damage. Now he's going to go in with his A2. Let's see how much he hits for. 3.2 mil, but look at more than half of the HP just went away. Now he does his A2 automatically. Takedown. 3.1 mil. So there you go. He does exactly as much, if not more, than Septimus, which is a legendary. And you saw their stats are pretty similar. He's got an extra 30% crit damage. So let's go into full speed. And let's see what we can get on this one. It'd be smart if we hit auto, right? And it slows down because she's in Relentless, so sometimes she has to hit twice. That's 3.2 and then 3.6. Let's go one more time. Let's see if we can get to a 12-second run. If Lydia goes twice, then obviously it's not going to be 12 seconds. And it's not going to be 12 seconds. Proc 3-time Relentless there, so that's awesome. So if you want to get a consistent run, take Lydia out and put somebody else in for decreased defense. There you go. One more time. He hit for 3.7 there, which was sick. And I probably should be doing Dragon because there's a Dragon tournament going on right now. Go that. Mossbeard. 3.7 and 3.7. Look at that. Same as a Lego. So that is our 12-second run right there. So I guess the importance is if you're not hitting hard enough for your damage dealers and you have this set up, just look at their attack, look at their crit rate and crit damage, and just compare it to what you just saw here. And these stats specifically will get you your 2-shot, 12-second spider run. You can sub out some of these people. Bad L, it's hard to sub out. We can test it out. Let's take out Bad L. And what do we need? Let's just take out Bad L, see if we can do it with the minus 20% damage. All right, and let's add in the extra crit rate, and I guess we need a crit damage or crit rate lead. So we'll add in Bellamere. Let's test out this team. We're gonna test out somebody different. You need a crit rate lead. So whoever has a crit rate lead, you can, I guess, bring in anybody who has a crit rate lead that can help out the team. Let's bring in Bellamere. Boromir, whatever his name is, right here. Crit rate lead. Let's take out Lydia. We'll keep him as the crit rate. Make sure I didn't change anything from him. 290. Okay, cool. And then let's bring in the dwarf guy. This guy gives you 30% crit rate and crit damage. Let's see if he does anything for us. And let's test this out. Oh. So he puts that up. Let's see if he lands his skill. He does. He puts up the spores. 2.8, 3.6. So that was the Helm Smasher proc. So you go. If you don't have Bad L, you don't have Lydia. You can bring in this guy. If you don't have this guy, you need to get your crit rate up to 100%. Actually, you don't need him as a lead because we have our crit rate over 100% now. Awesome, cool. So we were still able to do it 12 seconds. That's awesome. Let's go into, instead of him as the crit lead, let's get some more attack. So we'll lead him as the attack. And then we still need decreased defense. So Rosin, obviously you can use him, but we're not going to use him because he's not built for accuracy, like specifically this. So 203 speed. So Draco could be your decreased defense person. Fane could be your decreased defense person. Rosin could be a decreased defense person. So any of those, now since I don't have them built, not a good showing, but let's just pretend this is our Rosin. Alright, so if you go this, let's try this. Just, it's again, instead Rosin is Lydia. Or Draco, or whoever else you have. Fane, if you want Fane. So he puts up the increased crit rate. Nice, 3.3 and 2.9. Cool. So you can literally do it with a bunch of different combos. The main person obviously is Gerptuck, 2 DPSers, and decreased defense and weaken. This guy helps out with the crit rate. Like, you don't need a crit lead. If you want to go the extra 35% crit damage or attack, you can go with that. And yeah, 12 second, I think that's good. You literally do that all day. You can get done like 100 runs in like what, hour 20? Like that's really good. Sorry about the math, but let me know what you thought about this. Does this help you out? Let me know what other dungeons you want to see kind of speed farmed. I thought this was a great idea because I was super excited about it. Hopefully you guys are super excited about it too. Let me know if there's anybody else you would suggest swapping in or out in the comments below, so that way you can help out other dirtbags. But join the Dirtbag Nation on Discord. Definitely subscribe to us so that way these videos pop up for you guys. Let me know what you want to see for future content. But I appreciate you clicking on the video. Let me know what you guys thought. Good luck with everything, and we'll see you in another video soon.